Good. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Thanks for tuning into the HD podcast. Got a special guest this week, Chris. Introduce yourself a little bit, Chris.
My name is Christian. I'm about to be his brother-in-law.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got a special guest. Just kind of trying to broaden the spectrum a little bit and bring in some variety, and kind of show people that there's more than just business-minded people out there, that there's a lot more of, musicians, entrepreneurs, people that are just trying to get it out the mud every chance they can get,
Yes, sir.
because there's so much opportunity and so much money to be made and so many things to be done. But yeah, no, off the rip, what have you been up to? What's your daily life looking like?
Mostly just working.
Yeah.
Try to go to the gym. I'll go to the gym maybe about 3 times a week now. So
Put a little bit closer. Okay, there you go.
there we go. Yep. Working and going to the gym. That's about it.
Yeah. Sweet. Where are you working at?
It's called Defy. It's a new trampoline park here in Bradenton.
Okay. Yeah. How you liking it?
It's awesome so far. It's been treating me well,
Yeah. Keeping you busy?
keeping me busy.
What's your hours looking like?
I mean, I hit overtime twice in a row.
Overtime.
Yeah.
There we go. Not everybody wants to put in that overtime.
Nope.
Sweet. So, the main topic what we want to kind of go through today is Chris, up-and-coming entrepreneur, and he's looking to get into the music game. But getting into the music game, there's a lot of misconceptions with people that are getting into it just because it's a cool wave, or getting into it because they thoroughly enjoy it. And based off what I've been kind of feeding off of, is you are getting into it because you thoroughly enjoy it. You love the touch of music. Get into that a little bit on kind of what inspired you to kind of get into this musical creation.
So I'm gonna start off by first saying I'm not really doing it for I don't expect to blow up, get rich and famous.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I love making music. It's just fun to me,
Yeah.
and seeing people's feedback. If they love it, that makes me feel good
Yeah.
because shows that I can make good music.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. Shoot, because if you can just do something wholeheartedly and not expect anything in return, that's true enjoyment.
Mhm.
Because everyone says, "Oh, you work or you grind in doing this," and you don't feel like it's real. You're just kind of saying that because you're like punching a time clock. Whereas when you're making music, that time clock's running all the time.
Yeah,
It's like you're
exactly.
riding your car, you're at work doing whatever, you're working, but it's just natural,
Mhm.
And what kind of got you started into it? Say first thing that popped into your head, like, wow, this is something I want to do.
So it all really started in high school. I would always joke to my friends, say I'm a rapper, I got a Soundcloud, all that. They would always be like, "Oh yeah, let me hear." I'm like, it hasn't dropped yet. But I first started it like a real song as a joke
Yeah.
with my cousin Aiden. Shout out Aiden.
Shout
Um,
out.
but yeah, we just made a joke song. I was like, "Yo, this song is actually not bad," and it was so fun making it.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. It's the process.
Yeah.
And the outcome. You see what you did, all the work you put into it. And you're like,
Yeah.
wow.
How long ago was that?
That was probably around in February of this year, 2019.
February 2019. So from February 2019 until August 2019, you've kind of grown into this kind of persona that you are going to create music, be a creator, and kind of go on this path of just expressing yourself through music. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. There's not a ton of people. You always see people rapping in high school, and I know I can relate because you always hear about the next upcoming dude that's in high school and willing to just kind of put some beats to raps on a voice memo on his iPhone.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's very rare that you see someone actually take off with it. Not in the sense of taking off to get big, but just doing it.
Yeah,
What was your
sticking to it.
process of kind of doing it?
Well, when I after that song, I knew I wanted to do it. I was like, yeah, this is fun. So I ordered a mic off Amazon. I downloaded some software to mix and produce my music, and that's where I listen to beats and I'm just like, yeah, and I'll vibe out to it, and then I start coming up with lyrics in my head, and then I put it to work.
What if you could say like what artists kind of inspired you? Like you heard a musician, what are I know it's a broad question, but kind of give me like your top 3 of artists that kind of shot you into the works.
I mean, definitely 100% XXX
Yeah, rip.
R.I.P. He's literally all I listened to the beginning of this year, last year. Yeah, he's just like the fact that he's just so versatile and that he actually has a message to his music.
Yeah.
But he also has fun with it and he makes fun songs.
Yeah.
Like that's just something I want to do. I want to be able to put my thoughts into a form of art as well as have fun while doing it.
And you can see from him that it wasn't always like the most popular because I mean he came out and dude was like screamo rap and everyone's like, what is this screamo rap stuff? And he's been doing it for years. You know, it wasn't nothing new for him.
Yeah.
But coming into this industry of music, I mean he came up as a SoundCloud rapper,
Exactly.
you know, and if you just embrace like his early material, it's like wow, to think that nobody told him to get to this point. Like he just thought off the rip. Like that's crazy because that's true creativity. Anybody can go make a parody remix to like a Lil Wayne beat or a Drake beat. You know, that's anybody. When you can come out and generate something real, you know, that's huge. If you could like describe your sound, I mean, who would you say? Or what would you say that's like your sound? What would if you could describe it, you know?
That's the thing about me, like myself in particular, I don't want to have just one sound. Like if you listen to all my songs, not a single one sounds the same.
Versatile.
So that's what I'm going for, versatility. I want to be able to sing, rap, mumble rap, whatever, like body, anything I go on.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So what do you say to people that kind of shy off on that mumble rap? Like they say, "Oh, mumble rap's this or that," or what do you say to that?
Bro, mumble rap is lit. Like you can hate on it all you want, but when you get in the club, you're not gonna say, "Oh, let's play some Eminem, let's play some Logic," just because they're rapping a whole bunch of words that sound fast. But like you can't turn up to it. Like, it's just not good to listen to like when you're trying to have fun.
So would you say like mumble rap is like a mixture between like a club trap and then like that deep rap that like that Eminem, you know, it's like a mixture between like Eminem and a Lil Jon. I know it's a broad, but it's just like it's such a mixture because you can vibe to it when you're kind of in your feels, but then you go to the club and you can still like bop to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like Playboi Carti, he mastered it like so well.
Yeah.
He's deep in his songs, but also you can't understand what he's saying half the time.
Shoot. Yeah, no, I mean I remember Young Thug. That was the first mumble rap that I was kind of people said that it was Future, but I never felt like Future was like a real mumble rapper.
No, not at all.
Cuz they're like, "Oh yeah," cuz I think it was like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg came out and said Future brought in this mumble rap, and Snoop Dogg was like a huge hater on mumble rap. But I remember what was it, Lifestyle? Is it?
Yeah.
Did I lie that lifestyle?
Yeah, exactly.
I remember with that, and everybody started hating on that stuff, and it was just like, what is this? And then the Lil Pump came in with the Gucci Gang, and then just blew up this whole genre.
And like Lil Pump's not even a mumble rapper. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You can understand exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
He just has no meaning to his rap.
Yeah.
And old heads, like they just want to hate. It's always the older generation of music hates on the new generation. It's a trend.
Why do you think that is?
It's just not what they're used to. They're used to like people actually talking about deep stuff, and when they hear this, they're like, "This is garbage, man." It's like,
Yeah.
let us do what we want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I know me personally, I mean, music is music. It doesn't matter if it's country, rock, rap, whatever. And I think a lot of the people that hate on mumble rap are closed-minded. You know, they're not willing to change. They don't embrace change, and then they're also like stuck in like 2004. You know, or it's just like it was just like your Twista was like the craziest rapper that you could see.
Mhm.
Um, was like Twista, and Twista. I mean, he was huge. You know, it was like. Uh, Celebrity overnight. I mean, he had this song "Overnight Celebrity." I remember it was huge because you couldn't understand a word he was saying, but it was on the money.
Mhm.
But nah, man, what is so going back to like what makes a SoundCloud rapper? What would you say like your creative process is like? Like, say me, I'm just sitting in class or just chilling in my room. Something comes to your head. Like, what does a creative process look like for you?
It's different with every song. It depends. Like sometimes I'll think of the lyrics first, then I'll find a beat to go with it.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I'll hear a beat and just it's like that. I I instantly find the melody and everything. Like I find words that go with it.
Wow.
So yeah, it depends. Like sometimes like I haven't put out music in a while, and I'm like, dang, I really need to make a song.
Yeah.
So I just find a beat. Someone sends me a beat. I start making a song.
You pay for beats?
But I have friends that just hook me up.
Yeah. So if you were kind of up and coming in the game, what would you recommend for like someone trying to come up and make beats or just kind of get into the game?
Find a friend that's doing it willingly. He'll just want to give you beats. Like y'all can do it together. Or like just go on YouTube or SoundCloud, type in free for profit.
Wow.
All the beats pop up.
And that's what's crazy to me because me and Danny always talk about it in like the business podcast. We're always talking about like networking and how networking is so important because it's not always about what you know, it's about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
And in what you're saying, I mean, it didn't matter what you knew. It's who you knew that could develop that beat for you, make the track, kind of get something vibing, and go from there. And in your space, I mean, it's so saturated with hungry people
Mm-hmm.
because there's a ton of talented people in music. You know, there's you could you could look on YouTube and or a good way is like the X Factor, all those
Yeah,
shows,
exactly.
The Voice. I mean, you hear all these people, it's like, why aren't they on the radio?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all those people are good enough and they have incredible voices, but it's like, where have they been in space, in time? And that's it, man. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know that can connect you to the door. You look at people in LA, it's like, oh, I just want to move to LA. Why? Why do I want to move to LA? Look at the links that you can link up with. Look at
Yeah,
the connections
exactly.
that it puts you with. I mean, you're surrounding yourself with people that connect to the entire world rather than here where we're at. It's just like everybody's in their own little zone and
Yeah.
the way you think is crazy, but you go there and the way you think is the norm,
Mm-hmm.
which is huge. So like you get a beat and then what's next?
I'll start. I'll say one line. I'm like, yeah, that line goes hard on that beat. And then I'm like, all right, what rhymes with that? And then I keep going, and I'll just like freestyle it basically,
Yeah.
and just replay the beat over and over and keep going with it. And then once I feel like I mastered the words that I've been coming up with
Yeah.
that sound good to the beat, I'll write it down. I'll go home and record whenever I have the time, whenever I feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. If you just kind of go off rip, I mean, do you write down your raps like in like notes or how's that process go? It's for you to get like a chorus or something.
Yeah. For my hooks and all that, it's exactly what I said. I just come up with it on the spot, and then I write it down after I feel like I've mastered it. And then for just like random verses,
Yeah.
I'll find a rhyme scheme, and I'll just keep going with it, and I just write down if it fits in the beat. I'll write it down.
Wow. Yeah, no, because that's something that I mean, I've always been intrigued by music a ton. You know, I've always been interested in more like producing, like EDM, kind of like DJ stuff. But I've always struggled with having to kind of find words and put them into a rhythm, you know, because I feel like that's so difficult from like a normal dude perspective. Like like anybody can make lyrics. Like you look at Blueface, for
Yeah,
instance.
exactly.
He just raps on whatever beat, no matter how the thing's rolling.
He got bars though.
That's yeah, exactly, and that's unorthodox, created a trend, all that. But that just seemed like it's always been so difficult to kind of add any rhythm to a beat or to anything like that. In that regard. So how do you kind of go about that?
I mean, for me, it's just natural. Like I've been listening to music my whole life,
Yeah.
so I kind of get. I have just so many like songs in my brain that it just helps me. Like it comes up with the rhythm. It like it just flows out of me.
Wow.
Like I hear a beat and I instantly know the rhythm I'm gonna go with.
Wow. That's crazy, man. So another topic that I got kind of off rip is who would you like to collaborate with? I mean, I know that there's local dudes and things like that. But just off like the top of your head, name like your top three that you'd kind of you just want to like you kind of vibe it with.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, obviously, people coming up, it would be awesome to collaborate with people like Polo G, Lil
Yeah.
TJ, but also more mainstream people like Nav. I've always liked Nav.
Oh yeah, Nav.
Yeah,
Shoot.
mine and his style are pretty similar in some songs.
Yeah.
So, he's just an icon, brown boy. It's actually famous. So
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember the first Nav song I heard. Um, but I remember it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And he had this song, he just had that unique beat and it
his
was
voice, it's unmatched.
yeah, it was just like a weird vibe that I got. People were like, "Oh yeah, you ever listen to Nav? You ever listen to Nav?" And it was like it was at the same time I think who's the dude that Drake was working with? He was in not it's like Mike Cunnin or
Yeah, McKinnon or something like that.
yeah,
Tuesday.
it was something like that. Yeah, that dude. It was around that same time. The Weekend was just kind of getting into his groove,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's Love McConnon. Or it was something like that.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
And Nav was kind of in that group of all them dudes. They never really blow up like a huge rapper.
Yeah, they're not huge. It's just that everybody likes their music.
Yeah.
Like, but they don't really get clout.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about like not getting clout, but just like becoming a sound that people vibe to, like independent, I guess you could say.
I mean, that's the goal. You don't want your music blowing up because of clout. If you let all your music do the talking for you
Yeah.
and you get buzz off that, that's all you need. Like I got mad respect if you don't need to pull mad stunts, clout chasing and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that a lot of people they collaborate just for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's it. And if you can just vibe, man, that'd be awesome. You got anything in the works? I mean, what's kind of recent with any collaborations?
I mean, I don't got anything in the works, but I got people that want to collab with me. We're waiting on
Yeah.
just stuff.
Local
life.
people or
Yeah, local.
What about like what would be like a tactic? So kind of getting into like some deeper stuff. What would be like a tactic for you, or what would be your next step to kind of get to the next level? You know, not from a selfish standpoint, but just trying to like say DMing other influencers, or not influencers, but other artists that are maybe out of town or stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, for
how do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really want to blow up off someone else's fame.
Yeah.
If I do blow up, I want it to be off of strictly me.
Yeah.
No cosign. Like that's just raw talent.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, if you can just keep doing your thing and make music that people can look back and say he never changed his sound, I think that's huge,
Mhm.
because you see that with a lot of successful artists.
Yeah, for sure.
But not only successful in a sense of making music that people like, but just constantly rinse and repeat in that cycle of, well, I'm going to make a beat, make a hit, and if it hits the radio, whatever, if it gets popular, whatever, They don't care. Like there's a certain people like a artist I always compare that kind of style to is John Bellion, because this guy, I mean, the first 3 albums he ever made, he gave out on SoundCloud, and I mean, if you don't know John Bellion, look him up. He's all over the place, but his persona when he first got into the game was, I'm gonna give everything for free until I feel like it's something good enough that I would buy. So no matter how much effort he gave into it, he gave it away for free just because he didn't care if I hit on the radio. He didn't care about any of that. It was just about purely, I'm going to give this stuff away. People like it. They don't. If they do, whatever. It don't matter if it hits the radio. It don't matter if it does whatever. I mean, is that kind of how you think?
Yeah, basically, not the thing, like, I'm not going to charge people if I wouldn't buy it, because I put a lot of work and, like, effort into my music. So I personally would never put out a song that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I have a few songs in the vault that, like, I did, and I listen back, and I'm just like, that's trash. I can't put that out. like straight up.
Shoot. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't blame you, because if me and Danny talked about in the last one, but if all you have is your reputation, that's all you got. So if you're constantly giving this view of you to the outside world, then that can get spun so many different ways that it's out of your control. So if you can try to control, not that it's a controllable what other people think about you, and none of that matters, but if you can put out there what you feel confident in and know that people aren't going to be able to spin this a certain way and do a certain thing with it, then that's huge.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I put out a trash song and that's the only one that
someone hears the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I put out another song that I'm not going to listen to that. It's just garbage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, it's different hearing it from someone that is in the works, because a big reason why we're doing this is because you never hear from anyone that's in the works, because they feel like they have to reach a certain level before they can kind of express how they work and what they do. And I think that's huge.
And all they have to tell is how they did it, not.
Yeah.
They don't have to tell what they were doing at the time.
Yeah. And that's it. I mean, who knows where you're going to be in 2-3 years from now.
Yeah, exactly.
You look back and learn something from yourself that, like, hey, I wish I would have done this or that, because no matter what you do, you're going to look back and be like, oh, wish I did this, wish I did that a certain way. However, but what's your end goal? Like, what's next? End goal, say, like we just said, 3 years from now. What's the goal? Give me a timeline from 2019 to 2023. Because in case you didn't know, Chris graduated high school, what was it, 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Wait, no, a year ago.
A year ago?
Yep.
So you graduated a year ago. And then kind of give me your thought process from then till now. And then talk about what's next.
Career-wise or just with my music?
Both.
I mean, right now I'm just working at Defy. Like, I'm going to see where that could take me.
Yeah.
And whenever I feel like it, because, like, I'm 18 right now. I'm chilling. I got so much time before I actually got to, like, get up and, like actually start making a lot of money. I could do it right now. It's just, like, I don't want to start so young.
Yeah.
Like, I'm too young to, I'm not too young, but I just don't want to. But with my music, I don't really have an end goal. It's just, like, I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And spread positivity and make other people feel happy by listening to my music.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you could give me where you want to be, say this time next year, what do you got? What are you hoping for? What are you shooting for?
That's the thing. Like, I don't really have a goal. I just, like, I'm gonna see where life takes me.
Yeah.
And when I get there, I get there.
Do you think there's anything to hold you back?
No, not really. There's nothing holding me back.
Nothing? No relationships? No nothing?
No, I've steered clear from relationships. They're not for me.
No, you're good. That's good. I mean, it's crazy because you see so many people your age that just start rolling in as soon as they hit 18. First spot they hit up is the club. First spot they hit up is a college party. And very, very rarely does someone realize in short time that they're not benefiting from that. Like,
Exactly.
it blows my mind how many kids go to college and all they come home with is Greek letters from a fraternity.
Exactly.
They got no degree. They got no business experience, but they got Greek letters, and that Greek letters
They
ain't
can
going to
say-
get you nothing.
They
But
can say I went to college.
yeah. But no, anything off the jump so we can close it off? Anything that you kind of just want to go off the dome?
Check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all that. It's Caligo, Caligo. Can't find me. Just put in one of my song names. So
Yeah. Look them up on IG.
yep, Caligo 941.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning.
That's it. So that's what we're all about here, man. It's all about finding your beginning and then chasing a dream from your beginning, because it's hard to get grounded early, and when you're grounded early, that's all you need is a foundation to build off of, and then shoot for the moon from there. And if you can just find that foundation early like you got and just keep rocking and keep rolling, that's huge. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. This is Chad with the Soundcloud Rapper. And